My mother-in-law and husband kicked me out of my house 7 months pregnant, but they soon learned something about that house. My name is Sarah, and I was 7 months pregnant when they threw me out. It was a cold Tuesday evening. My husband, Mark, stood in the doorway of the house we had bought together, my name on the deed, my savings that paid the down payment, while his mother, Carol, pointed at my suitcase like it was contaminated. "You're not welcome here anymore," Carol said, arms crossed. Mark deserves better than a woman who can't even keep the house clean. And that baby? Well, we'll see. Mark wouldn't look at me. "Just go, Sarah. We'll figure out the rest later." I walked out into the rain with one bag, a swollen belly, and the keys still in my pocket. I didn't cry until I reached the cheap motel 2 towns over. That night, I held my stomach and whispered to the baby, "It's okay. Mommy's going to fix this." I spent the next 3 weeks in that motel room, living on what little money I had left. I called no one. I told no one. I simply waited, because I knew something they didn't. When Mark and I bought the house 2 years earlier, I had insisted on a full inspection and title search. Buried in the paperwork was a clause the previous owners had quietly accepted. The property sat on an old water easement. A major pipeline ran beneath the backyard. The city had plans, long delayed but still active, to expand it. The house itself was structurally sound, for now. But any major disturbance, any heavy construction nearby, and the foundation would shift. The previous owners had signed a waiver. So had we. Mark never read past the first page. I had kept a copy of every document. On the morning I left the motel, I drove back to the house one last time. The lights were on. Carol's car was in the driveway. I parked across the street, opened my laptop, and sent 3 emails. The first went to the city planning office, attaching the old easement documents and a formal notice that construction had begun on an illegal patio extension in the backyard. Photos included, taken the week before they kicked me out. The second went to the bank that held the mortgage, reporting unauthorized structural changes that voided the insurance clause. The third went to a local reporter who covered consumer and housing stories, with a short, polite note: "Pregnant wife locked out of her own home, mother-in-law living rent-free. Curious about the foundation?" Then I waited. 2 days later, the city inspector arrived. Mark tried to charm him. Carol tried to threaten him. The inspector simply measured the new concrete slab, checked the depth of the posts, and shook his head. "You're sitting right on the easement line," he said. "This work is illegal. The city's expansion crew is scheduled for next month. You're going to have to dig this all up, and if the foundation cracks in the process, well, that's on you." Mark's face went white. The bank called the same afternoon. Insurance would not cover foundation failure caused by unauthorized construction. The mortgage company